Basically centers around is a debilitating stroke that you had at apparently a very young age, and you're opening of a GoFundMe account in an attempt to assist her in covering her medical expenses. But things went awry when you discover that she ended up keeping more than $4,000 of the donations, and so you're suing her for the balance that you say is owed you. What you say is that you really didn't do any of this intentionally. It was an accident, that the only reason you ended up keeping the extra money was because when they closed the account, you mistakenly thought that it was money that your husband gave you for child support. I'm not sure, you'll have to explain how that comes out of here. And that you did send them 3 checks for $2,000 each. So you're suing them in a counterclaim here for defamation because they accused you of being a thief and keeping this money for yourself. So, Kaylee, how old are you?
I'm 21 now.
How old were you when you had the stroke?
I was 20.
You were 20. And, sir, you are her boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. So now you post a GoFundMe account, which is, why don't you tell us, what is it?
So GoFundMe is where basically your social media is attached to it. Friends or family can see what you're trying to raise money for.
Do you have a copy of what you put out there?
I don't because...
Kaylee, do you have a copy?
I have...
I'd like to see that. So now you put out there that Kaylee has had a stroke and is having all these medical expenses. This campaign is trending. My young daughter suffered a stroke. Your goal is $80,000.
Correct.
Okay. Was it after a month that you took this down?
I think it was after
Okay, so who made the contributions, Kaylee, did you know of?
all of my friends.
Friends and family that contributed to the account?
Yes.
Okay, these are gifts according to the GoFundMe account?
Correct, but GoFundMe does take out a portion for themselves. So...
Well, there's a fee for them.
Right,
so-
exactly.
Well, what do you want? It's not your money anyway. It's an administrative
No,
fee.
what I'm saying is that any money that, if it says $8,000 on the GoFundMe,
Yeah.
GoFundMe is going to take a portion of that $8,000.
And so you
it's
would
not
know
as
that,
though
right?
I did not get
I knew you were
$8,000.
going there with that. So you're going to have proof what they took.
I sure do.
So let's
Yes.
have it. This account ends up getting over $8,000 at the time that the two of you close it down. Why do you both close it down?
Shauna was the one that took it down.
I did not take it down.
Don't talk to them, you talk to us. So you guys did not close it down. You're saying that her mom did?
Yes,
Yeah.
because we don't have the account.
That would make sense. The account is not in your name, so therefore you couldn't shut it down.
Yeah.
That makes total
And then
sense.
this is the post on the Facebook. These are all my bank statements of exactly what.
the fees, right?
Yeah, just those.
I don't have the copies of the fees, just of what.
Well, you
and-
know what? When you tell me I have copies of the fees, and then you give her 5,000 pages,
No,
none of which are the fees, I know you don't have any copy of it.
Okay, I have a copy of all of the deposits that were deposited in my bank account that does not add up to the amount that they are claiming.
What do you
Because
have? The
the
total of what? Tell me what you
GoFundMe.
say the total is.
$7,583.
Okay, 7,583. Assuming that to be true, by your own story, you only gave them 6,000. So let's put that
Correct.
aside a second. So now, did you in fact get any money from your mom with regard to the fund?
I got 2,000 in my account, my bank,
She sent you $2,000 directly into your bank account. Anything else?
and then she sent for 2,000 to him.
So a total of $4,000. Is that correct? And you're saying no, you said 6,000, right?
Correct.
So let's see proof of that.
I have a check.
I want to see proof that you sent a total of 3 checks for $2,000 each.
These were transactions from my bank account to Venmo to them, as well as the chat that I have from Venmo between
We'll take what you have.
myself
I
and me.
want to see what it says. So you're saying that you
Because
never
they're
got
GoFundMe
anything more than
transactions.
those 2 checks? Okay, so let's start off. Ma'am, all I see here is that at some point you withdrew $2,000.
The dates coincide with the other copies that I have from Venmo and my bank account.
According to you, ma'am, you have given them how much money?
$6,000.
They're telling us 4, and I don't see 6 here. So I'm going to give this back to you and
There are 6 right there.
show me.
$2,000 on 9/28, $2,000 on 9/11, and $2,000 on 9/18.
Let's see the Venmo so we know it went to them.
Blake was received. Kaylee received.
GoFundMe, you paid Kaylee $2,000. You paid Blake $2,000. You paid Blake $2,000. Where is it?
What she doesn't show, Your Honor, is underneath those, the 2,000 that received back to her, because one of the transactions, the one that she sent on the 18th.
Oh my
never-
God,
never
that would
went
be.
through.
Do you
I
have
have-
proof of that?
I have a
Can I see that,
conversation
please?
through Venmo that
I have a conversation.
She-
No, wait,
that
just
she
a
did
minute.
receive the $2,000
Because
back.
I'm going to tell you, ma'am, if you did that and you're handing us up
No.
evidence that is somehow distorted, thank you for contacting us. What am I seeing here, sir?
There's a conversation between me and Venmo confirming that she received the payment back into her account.
Hi, Blake. So sorry for the delay. I was able to return that payment back to the sender's original funding source and cancel your second account. This money was sent back to you.
Okay, that money
What do
was
you mean, okay? It
That money was sent back
you.
to me, but I also have the correspondence right here stating that I talked to Venmo, and it states, yes, Kaylee did receive one $2,000 payment. Yes, Blake did receive two $2,000 payments.
Put that down.
No,
Put that down. No. Don't say
it's not
nothing.
$4,000.
I'm
It's $6,000 that I gave to
now.
them.
If you give 6 and you take back 2, that leaves 4.
It shows in my bank statements right here.
But let me see that. But you never once, in the course of this conversation and this testimony here, do you ever say, I gave them 6, I got back 2? You're not saying anything.
Because the $2,000 that I got back went right back to them, so it wasn't even necessary to bring up.
I know,
First
it is
of all,
necessary.
it was done for me to help them. Secondly, there wasn't a contract. Yes, I wanted to do this for my child to help her. When I found out that
Did you take money out of that in the end and say that you thought it was your husband's child support money?
I most certainly did, because the man is a deadbeat and refuses to pay his child support,
Wait, so you took from her account.
not knowing it was a
Oh.
complete. No. I have one bank account. His wage garnishment is put in my account every Thursday.
I have to tell you
stopped
something.
looking for a while.
I gotta stop you a second here.
No.
I have to stop. You know, no to me, no, yes.
Hot Bench continues in a moment.
You kept money that was intended for your stroke-addled daughter, and you kept it for yourself. You misallocated it.
But you guys aren't letting me really
stop with
explain
you guys.
everything.
3 opinions, 1 verdict. Hot Bench. Kaylee Palmer says her mother, Shauna Palmer, stole money from a GoFundMe account set up after Kaylee had a stroke. Shauna has a countersuit for defamation of character.
You have this GoFundMe account. You're utilizing funds from it. You
And
know
I
what
didn't
the account
mean to.
is. You didn't mean to. You took out more than $2,000 under the.
There wasn't more than $2,000. I'm sorry, I have the numbers
How
right
much
there
did you
that I
take
submitted. It was probably $1,500, about
Okay,
the amount.
$1,500 is what you're admitting to taking out of there under the mistaken belief that this represented child support payments that
That
your
he
husband
was
owed
supposed to
you.
be paying.
Yeah.
I have an 11-year-old that I'm trying to support on my
You
own
take
because somebody
money
else
from
can't
your
get up on
daughter?
the rear end and take care
How
of
long
her.
did you stay married to her?
4 months shy of 20 years, unfortunately.
I'm not so sure he has the problem.
Oh no, I don't have the problem. He has a problem. Maybe he should get up off his tail and go to work and help support his child.
This is not,
Instead of
ma'am, this is not a forum for you to complain about your husband and his inability
Okay.
to pay child support.
It was
You
a mistake,
Ma'am,
and I did
please
this out of the
stop
goodness
talking.
of my heart.
Are you done? You took money from an account that was meant to help your daughter.
It was meant I didn't have a contract though.
You didn't have a contract to give
No.
the money to your daughter. You represent.
But you know what?
You represent.
It was a mistake.
You represented on a public media site that you were collecting money for the benefit of your daughter. She was 20 years old. You fully agree, but you refused to comply with that. Every penny should have gone to her. You have
fully
to stop
agree to that.
talking.
But okay,
No, when
I
I
just-
say stop talking and you say okay, what does that mean to you? You're some piece of work.
no, I'm not.
How much money did you deposit or do you have proof that you received?
We have both of our bank statements and the payments from Venmo that I received from her.
Please send that up. And that's going to demonstrate $4,000?
Yes.
And that's going to kick the butt of your defamation
Okay.
claim, ma'am. Judge Corriero?
Now, your relationship with your daughter at the time that you opened up the GoFundMe account, how would you characterize it?
We had our ups and downs because of this divorce, but at times, I mean, that picture that was on GoFundMe was from the end of July when we all went to the beach together.
And Kaylee, how would you describe your relationship with your mother at that time?
I wanted to move back to Mammoth, and she told me never talk to her again. And then the next week, I had a stroke, And then she was at the hospital, and
Before you had the stroke?
yeah, she told me never to talk to her again.
Is that true? Did you have
I
an
don't
argument?
recall that because we barely talked on the phone.
She showed that my
Now, there was another issue that you raised. Did you have medical insurance for your stroke?
I did.
And were you reimbursed for those medical expenses?
He is the one, my dad.
Dad, did you come up here? You had medical insurance when this happened?
Yes, through Kaiser. It's 60 and then 40% copay.
I wasn't aware until he told me.
Who's he?
My son, Nathan, when he's sitting.
And so what
the
did you do when you became aware that there
I got back on the GoFundMe and I took the part where it said that she did not have insurance. I did take that off.
Well, that's not on this document, so there's another GoFundMe page?
Parents.
You have a copy of that?
I don't have.
Why wouldn't you
because
have
I
a
don't
copy?
have that.
Do you have a copy of what was actually published on
That
GoFundMe?
picture there was when it was still up at the end of the month.
Hot Bench continues in a moment.
My father, he has made a big
you know
problem
what?
for everybody in this house.
I am not interested in your family drama.
I'm good. I have nothing else to say.
Okay.
Yeah, you done?
Sorry, I can't make it.
One verdict. Hot Bench. Kaylee Palmer has accused her mother, Shauna Palmer, of stealing money from a GoFundMe account.
In your last paragraph, you say, I gave Kaylee $6,000 in GoFundMe donations, even though we are estranged. Is that right?
Yes.
Now she's suing me for money that was never hers in the first place. I raised the money, and I had no contract with Kaylee regarding how much she would get. You
It
think
was-
that you were the determiner
that
of how
is-
much she should get?
My position.
What did you do with the excess money?
When my ex-husband stopped working and I wasn't getting support payments, in which I thought that I was to help support our daughter, I tried to tell Kaylee when I did find out.
But don't you agree that you at least owe her?
Oh
the
my
difference
gosh.
between the $6,000 and the $7,000 some odd dollars that you actually got?
I honestly, wholeheartedly believe there's about a $1,500 discrepancy in the numbers that I have submitted to you guys. But because
Well, we're here
I'm
to
sorry,
resolve
I was.
that for you now. So, Jacker?
My first question is, how in the heck are you going to support a defamation claim alleging that they slandered you by calling you a thief when by your own testimony you took $1,500 from the public and according to you, you misallocated it?
Okay, the post that they put on there is basically saying that they received no money, which they did
Where is
receive
that post?
6,000
Where is the post?
on their Facebook
Well, then
page.
I'd like to see it. Did you represent that your mother gave you no money?
No, we said over half of the money on the.
But it's not even over half the money. It's $1,700, and
Ma'am, do you have any evidence to support this $5,000 defamation claim?
you guys aren't letting me really.
Stop with the
explain
you guys.
everything.
Stop with the you guys. At the end of the day, you raised money for your daughter. You kept some of it for yourself. You were not allowed to keep it on purpose or not on purpose. You kept money that was intended for your stroke-addled daughter, and you kept it for yourself. If you want me to believe that that was an accident, why not just say, oh, sorry, guys, I accidentally misallocated this $1,500.
tried
Here
calling
it
her.
is. What does your son have to offer? Does he have some
He's not-
material
I know.
evidence?
You really want to hear my story? You really want to
Do
hear
you
my
have a
side?
story? Do you have something to offer? Take the
I
stand.
can. I mean,
Take the stand.
all right. So you all are gonna try and bash on her for
Okay,
everything,
you know what?
so-
Stop with the you all bashing. If you have material evidence in this case, offer it.
All right. So she over time. This is all accumulated over time. So not every day this has all happened. Yes, when she did mistaken the money for hers, big deal. It's,
Big
yeah,
deal.
something that
Well,
shouldn't
you know
have
what?
happened.
It would be a big deal to me. So
I
go
have a whole
on.
lot of friends that donated to this.
And they didn't mind your mother taking the money?
There's a whole thing that I didn't get into. I tried to stay out of everything that I could have against this. So he down there has made a big problem for this
Who are you
whole
talking
entire
about?
problem.
Your dad? Your-
My father. He has
Okay,
made a big
you know
problem
what?
for everybody in this house.
I am not interested in letting you beat up on. I'm not interested in your family drama. Have you any evidence that your mother should be given money in a defamation claim after she took $1,500?
Nathan.
No, I'm not.
Have you any evidence
I
on
have
that
no
front?
more to say. I'm good. I have nothing else to say.
Okay,
You
very.
done?
Your Honor.
No, I'm done.
We are going to retire to deliberate, so you may have a seat. Thank you very much.
This courtroom is now in recess.
Judge Domingo, I have a couple of preliminary questions. Does the beneficiary of a GoFundMe account have standing to sue for misuse of money.
Because you're
In
thinking like
relationship,
each independent
donors-
donor should have that right, but I think that once you give the gift over and it's the irrevocable gift and it goes into the account, I think that the person for whom the account is set up would have standing to complain that the funds were not contributed to her. Otherwise, people would be
But
setting up funds and then just collecting money and no one would have any recourse.
That was my concern too, because if anybody was defrauded, it would be the donors.
The donors.
However, she points out that she actually needs this money for her speech therapy. So she
Right.
does have standing because
Good.
money that was intended for her,
Was
she
not
now is
diverted
laying claim to.
the person
and is
who opened it up.
Correct.
So this makes the most sense legally.
So we know
So-
at least there's 1,500.
Actually, during yours, she said 1,700. At this point, to me, she's a liar. So, just to get rid of the counterclaim, this is not a false statement of fact attributable to her to hold her in contempt.
Right.
She is contemptible, and this is all true. So, getting rid of the counterclaim, which I think we all agree will dismiss. Now we have her saying, "I owe 1,700." We have proof of the 2,000. That's 3,700. This $8,273. She's saying she didn't get that much. It's right here on the paper. That's what she got. She was lying to our face. The 4,000 that she got minus that is
200, exactly what the
$4,273.
plaintiff's asking
This
for.
woman is all she can care about is the child support. I mean, it's disgraceful.
Verdict in favor of the plaintiff.
Yes.
Hot Bench continues in a moment. Closed caption is provided by
Which